Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to work with NanoServer. NanoServer is a new addition in Server 2016. NanoServer was not present in Server 2012. Now NanoServer represents the next generation of server core compared to the Windows Server full installation. NanoServer has 93% smaller virtual disk and 80% fewer reboots required, absolutely no GUI or 32-bit subsystem, absolutely no local logons, and it has a very small footprint, and so that in turn reduce the attack surface. It is like a bare metal system performance. Now NanoServer will be installed in a different manner as compared to server core. So in our last video we created a server core, and NanoServer will be installed inside a Hyper-V. So what we're gonna do is, on server number 2 we're gonna install Hyper-V role, and inside Hyper-V role what we can do is we can create a NanoServer. So first of all we're going to install the Hyper-V role. In order to install Hyper-V role on inside server 2016, we need to do two things. On our server number 2, or if you have a server 2016, shut down the server 2016, and we're going to shut down server and go into the properties. We're going to enable these two options, and at the same time what we're going to do, we're going to go to the folder of server number 2, which is in the documents virtual machine, and we're gonna open the file canfstur srv vmx file, and inside the file we're gonna add these 3 lines and start the server. Only after this we'll be able to install Hyper-V role. Once the Hyper-V role is installed, the third process is to install the NanoServer. NanoServer will be installed in this manner. So there are quite a few steps that we need to follow, and all of the steps are written here. Once the Hyper-V role is ready, then we're going to come back to this slide. Now in order to install Hyper-V role, what we're gonna do, first I'm gonna show you the error message and then we're gonna fix it. So we have 3 servers, 2 servers, client, and our server core that we installed last time, and so I'm preparing the server to have Hyper-V, and then inside Hyper-V we are going to install NanoServer. So in order to install Hyper-V, what we need to do, add roles and features. We can go to next and next, and here as soon as we select Hyper-V and add features, what happens is it throws out this error message saying the validation process found a problem. So in order to fix this, what we need to do is we need to shut down this server. So we're gonna go here. So I want you to shut down, so you need to select anything here and continue server number 2, and we need to we need to enable virtualization on the server, and this is what we do on a physical servers as well, and that physical server virtualization needs to be enabled from BIOS, but here we can enable it right from here. So based on our slide, going back to our slide right here, first of all let's go to processor and then enable these 2 options. So I'm gonna go here. So I'm gonna go to processor and enable virtualize Intel and virtualize CPU. So this is 2 things we need to do. So this is done, and secondly what we need to do, so going back to this slide, I'm just going back to the slide so that you can refer back to slide. So for this server, whatever your location, VM's location, most of the time it is in documents, and we are looking for a VMX file and add these 3 lines of code. So either you can type them or you can but if you're typing them, make sure that they are exactly in the same location, exactly as written as I am showing you on the screen. So here I'm gonna go to, first of all, Windows Explorer. So Windows Explorer. So once you have Windows Explorer open, you know the folder on the taskbar that we can. So this is the Windows Explorer folder. You can right click here and then open Windows Explorer, and from here you can go to under library, you can go to documents. Under documents you can go to virtual machines, and here I have a lot of virtual machines, and the one that I have is CanApps TOR SRV2. So on this virtual machine we're looking for a file that is known as vmx file, which is this one. Now there are few, you can remember it with three boxes icon here, because none of the other files have three different boxes icon, or in that under the type it says virtual machine configuration. Right click on this file, and actually right click here, select the file, and then open with notepad. If you don't have notepad here, what you can do, choose default program, and sometime notepad is not here, then you can say other programs, go down, and then you can select notepad from here. But since I've already selected it, so I can see it right here, and right at the end, right at the bottom, what you need to do is add the 3 lines of code. So I've added these 3 lines of code. You can find them over the internet, or you can type them exactly as this, with same number of spaces, with inverted commas and all. One more thing that you need to be careful of, that these 3 lines should not repeat in this complete file. So most of the time the 2 lines are not repeated, but the 3rd line is already in the file, as I can see right here. It is right here. So let's say if you have added it, what happens if you have a repeated line, if you have a same line 2 times. So if I save this, and I'm gonna minimize this, so start the server. Soon as you start the server, it gives this error message, say dictionary problem. So this is because of the line that we are trying to add already exists. So I'm gonna open again notepad. We can move down at the bottom, and since I do have this line, I'm gonna remove this line, so I'm not gonna need this, and close. So once this is closed, and now if I try to start, machine will start. So as soon as it is started, there will start when install the Hyper-V role, that would take care of Hyper-V role installation. After that we can start working on, so right here. So this is, so after that, so these 3 lines, either you type them or you copy them. So I'm gonna copy all this. You can find that right under the video in the description section, so you can copy the code right from there. And also for the Nano server, what we need to do, the server 2016 CD comes with a folder called Nano Server. We need to go into that folder. So here, mount server 2016 CD on server 2. So here I've written server 1, but I'm gonna just change this to server 2. We're working on server 2 with the Hyper-V role, and create a folder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write it. So let me just fix it right here. I'm gonna say server 2, and yes, so server 2, and with the Hyper-V role, copy the 2 files. So we need, and then we need to create a folder called Nano on C drive. You need to follow each and every step exactly in the same manner, because we need to run this script on server number 2, where we are making the disk of Nano server. So create a folder called Nano on C drive, and then copy the 2 files, convert Windows image file and this file from this location, which is on the C drive, and we'll copy this from this folder, these 2 files into this new folder. We're gonna have these 2 files here. After that, we will open PowerShell ISE, which is integrated scripting engine. We can copy this complete code inside as is, as we have written everything, and then run it. It will generate a disk. After that, we'll create a VM. So let's do it. So what we need to do here is let's go back to our server. So server has been rebooted, and let's log in. So once we are logged in, we need to go to server manager. So server manager, as soon as server manager is open, we can start the Hyper-V installation. It won't take much time. So from here we can say add roles and features. So it's just reading the information. Let's give it a few moments. So add roles and features. From here we can go to next and next and next. And from here, this time when we select Hyper-V, it won't give us any error message. So after that we can install Hyper-V role. Here I'm gonna select Ethernet 0, and here you don't need to select anything, and next. And here I'm gonna say if restart is required, it can be done and install. So it will be installing Hyper-V server role. In the meantime, what we can do is we can start working on working with NanoServer. So then in order to work with NanoServer, the very first step here is mount the 2016 CD. So I'm gonna mount the CD right here. While this is going on, I'm gonna right click on this, go to settings, and most probably the CD might already be in. So this is a CD, and here just make sure you have 2016 CD. So here this is my 2016 CD, and press OK, and then open Windows Explorer. So it will open. It's just taking few minutes. So I've opened it few times, so I'm gonna close one and go to this PC. So expand the PC, and so this is C drive, this is D drive, expand D drive, and here we will find the folder NanoServer. So from this server, what we need to do, and go into this folder NanoServerImageGenrator, copy this file and this file. So the first file and the last file we need to copy, and let's copy them on C drive. And on the C drive we need to create a new folder called Nano. So we'll create a folder called Nano and we copy it. So basically we copy it from this. You can pause and go slow when you're doing this. If it is the first time you're working with NanoServer, you can go back and rewind and then pause and try to do exactly same what I'm doing in your lab. So basically what we did is this. So we did the first step, mount the CD on server 2. We created a folder on C drive, then we copied the file from this. So this is all done. Now we need to open PowerShell ISE, and we need to copy this code exactly as is into PowerShell ISE. So let's go here. So server 2 is still restarting, so we'll give it few moments, and once it comes back, then we'll copy the script. Server is still starting up. Basically this is part of the Hyper-V installation. When we install Hyper-V, the server restart and it is setting up the features. While the installation was going on, we created the Nano folder on C drive, and we copied the two important files. So server is back now, and what I can do is log in. So now Hyper-V is installed, and all we need to do is to run the script. So it's starting up. NanoServer is a very minimal installation. So basically Microsoft is competing against a very small code of Linux, Unix, and it has a very small footprint. It is very difficult for hackers to hack into, and since it is very small, it's very fast. So And NanoServer installation is not part of the traditional way. You won't be able to install a tradition in a traditional manner, just like we install standard server or a data center server. So here, let's open Windows Explorer and make sure our folder is there. I'm gonna go to C, PC and C drive and find the NanoServer. So C drive, double click on the C drive. So in C drive, we can see the folder that we created, and it has the two files. So now what we need to do, we can go to Start on Server 2016 and open Powershell ISE. So we can open Powershell ISE, and within Powershell ISE, this is basically PowerShell scripting editor, which is integrated scripting editor. So in this we can type, we can edit, we can write scripts and run them. Otherwise, we can run all those commands separately as well, the commands that I showed you right here. So these are actually different commands. So this is one command, cd, this is a second command, this is third, this is fourth, and this is 5. So these are basically 5. We can run them individually, but the easier way is to just to run all 4 commands, 5 commands at the same time. So now here I will change the view to this. So for now it is this. I'm gonna change to this view. This is much better. And so here now I think I can copy this. So copy, so it is copied. So first command, it will cd, it will run the remote policy, execute policy, and then it will run all of them. So hopefully this will run. Sometime it gives out error message. So right after this you can just click the play icon right here. So it is running the policy, clicks yes to all, and after that, so what it is doing, it is just expanding the required modules and packages. And so I will copy all of these scripts in the description. You can just take the script, put it exactly in the same manner, and it will work. So sometime it does error out in this manner. So here it says a parameter cannot be found, which is guessed. So sometimes this one option doesn't work properly, which is this one. So guest driver, I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove this for now and run again. So let's see, video is getting longer, but I'm about to be, so we're about to finish NanoServer installation. So after that, what happens is that as soon as the password is provided, now it will start expanding and creating a disk. So what it does, with these commands, it will create a server's NanoServer disk, which will take maybe 10-15 minutes. So here I'm gonna pause the video once the disk is ready or I have to input something, then I will. So here you can see the copying progress. So after that, once this is done, then it will create the disk, and after that it will come back to the prompt. Once it comes back to the prompt, then we'll create a new VM virtual machine and attach the disk and start the virtual machine. Okay, so I'm gonna pause the video here. So it is still going on, operation running. So just give it some time, and once it is finished, then we'll continue. Okay, it took around 7-8 minutes. and now the prompt is back. Now we can go to Windows Explorer and just verify if the disk is there. We can go to Nano folder, and inside, no, actually it should be, no, actually it should be right here, Nano Server. So that's the disk. So that's the disk we created just now. Now this disk needs to be added to, so it is present in this location. Now all we need to do is go to Server Manager, and within Server Manager we can go to Tools and open Hyper-V Manager. So we need to create a new VM and attach the disk, and that will create a Nano server. So it is open now, and we can go to File. Actually, right here we can select. So give it a few more minutes, and this is the Hyper-V server. We can right click and say New Virtual Machine, and within Virtual Machine we can go to Select, and here we can say this is Canips Nano 1 server, and next, and next. Here no need to select anything, we can provide it one network card, and next, and here. So this is the new hard disk. It will create a new virtual disk, but in our case we'll say use the following disk, and browse to the location. We'll go to C drive, Nano server, and select the disk. So as soon as the disk is selected, click next and finish. So let's see how it goes. Now Nano server, so this is how we can create a Nano server. Give it some time, and then right click and say connect and start the server. So it is starting up. So it takes about few minutes to start up the Nano server, and it is starting up. So once it starts, it does not have a GUI. We cannot do anything from mouse. It will be configured from command prompt, just like with a very limited number of commands, very limited number of features. So just like a core server. So you can say it's a mini core server. So this is how Nano server is started. It's asking for username and password. Now it took a little time. It is a very fast operating system, but since we are in a nested virtualization, we are inside VMware, and inside VMware we have a Hyper-V, and inside Hyper-V we have this VM. That's why it's taking, it seems a bit slower, but in real it will be very fast. So I'm gonna enter username administrator and the password. So it is open. This is a server name, it's a work group, and it is installed. So this is how we can install a Nano server. If I know that there are many steps to be followed, you can go slow with the video, pause, go back, and then follow the lab and create a Nano server. Thank you for watching this video.